Anybody in here who doesn't know what he or she is? Anybody in here with thoughts that are foreign to them? My point is that everything about you is a part of you. Everything that you think because it's a part of you. And so the prodigal son knows who he is, and in knowing who he is, he also knows that logistically, say logistically, he knows that logistically he is not equipped to take this journey that he's going to take. The good apostle, Teddy P, says it this way: you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. So in embracing the realization that you cannot hide from yourself, logistically, if you know you're trying to get from one place to another and you're trying to take the resources with you that you started your journey with, and you intend to have those resources sustain you during your journey, then you cannot afford to be wasteful as you traverse this journey that you're on. If I were to say it this way, young people, I would say it this way: when you know it's time to study, take time to study and not time to play. When you know a big exam is coming up, don't wait until the night before, because that probably won't have you at your most acute when it comes to cramming for the information. I submit to you that it's better to cram 5 days before the exam than it is the night before the exam. I'm only talking about how it is you give yourself a better chance to be successful. Logistically, how do you work through life? See, life doesn't have to happen to you. Life can happen through you. But if you make decisions that are reckless, then you will find that your experiences leave you in a wreck. And so logistically, the prodigal son knows that he is wasteful. And if he knows that he's wasteful, then he has to make decisions along the way that will enable him to be successful on his whole journey. The scripture says that he gathered everything that he had. Now, if you know you're wasteful, why take everything? Right? If you, oh, good Lord. If you know you don't do well with credit cards, why take them with you, all of them with you, when you go to the store? Right? As they say, you never go grocery shopping when you're hungry. Right? Because you buy a bunch of stuff that you don't need. And so as we're looking at how it is we can logistically and intelligently plot our course, I'm just saying to you that what the prodigal son has shown us is that if you know where it is you want to go, you can account for your journey rather than letting your journey count for you. The next thing that the prodigal son shows us is that you must have an aptitude for the journey that you're on. I'm still talking about how you make dreams come true. But you have to have an aptitude for the journey that you're on. This aptitude are the skills, the gifts, the abilities, the talents that you bring to your experience. Each of us are infinitely gifted beyond what we can imagine, but if your behavior interrupts your aptitude, then you never get to the place where your talent can take over. See, talent and skill and ability and the giftedness is the icing on the cake. It's never a substitute for the work that you have to put in order to get to where you're going, right? There's an African proverb that says you can't feast and be rich at the same time. Either you're going to work in order to get to the place where you can feast, or you're going to feast and spend your time eating when you should be working. The prodigal son he's eating when he should be working. See, anytime you ask the father for your portion of the good, and the father gives you your portion of the good, that's not the time to party. When the father gives you your portion of the good, that's the time to work. That's the time to not rest on what you've done, graduates, but to put yourself in the place where you work on what's next, because this season that you're in right now is over right now. The education that you have to this point was only good for where you were going, or for where you were. All of those tests don't necessarily matriculate into what you will do in college. What you did in grammar school, they don't really care about when you get to high school. What you do on your last job, they don't really care about on your new job. What you do in this journey, they don't really care about on your next journey. The way you were in your last relationship, they don't really care about it in this relationship. What I want to know is if you can treat me the way I need to be treated right here and right now. I'm not concerned about if you were good back then. What I want to know is if you can be good right now. Because if you can be good right now, then we can move forward together, but you can't waste my time and I can't waste yours. We're talking about how this prodigal consciousness is inclined to waste that which it has property over. So you must have your purpose aligned with God's purpose for you. You must have the logistics of where it is you're going. You must have the aptitude to work in that where you find yourself, but you must also have some next steps in order for you to be successful with wherever it is you're going. I think Proverbs 3:6 says it this way. Acknowledge God in all your ways, and he will direct your path. So we must find ourselves able to, even in this prodigal consciousness, acknowledge God in all of our ways, and then God will direct our path. So now what do we see in the prodigal son? In the prodigal son, we see this experience where this son who has had everything he wanted finds himself now laying with the pigs, and not just laying with the pigs, but desiring to eat the way the pig eats. No. Don't miss that. Don't miss that. When you are a child of God, when your father has all the provision you could ever need, there is really no excuse for you eating with the pigs when or even admiring what the pigs eat when all you have to do is get up and go on. No. See, you're missing it. What I want you to do is realize that there are certain levels of existence that are not worthy for you. We find ourselves admiring people who are living at levels below where they should be living, and we exalt and say how great that is. But what I'm saying to you is that there's a part of that is not even fit for you. I'm saying there's something a little bit more in you that is so far above where that is that you may not have even imagined it yet, but the more you focus on what the pigs are doing, the more you will miss where it is you should be. I'm saying there's a place for you. I'm saying not just is there a place for you, but there is a place and a party that has been prepared for you. The music don't start until you show up. See, when you don't know who you are, when you don't know whose you are, you'll settle for just about anything. But when you know whose you are, you get up out of the pen, you get up out of the pit, and you find yourself headed back to the palace because there's a rightful place for you. And baby, I heard you say it, but if you'll accept my word, there is a place for you. There's a job for you, and your job, it's got your name on it, and nobody else can get it, and you're going to be so successful in it, and you're going to go back to the people at Howard, and you're going to say to them, I told you I was going to make you proud of me. I told you I was going to leave a legacy. And you're going to come back here also, and you're going to tell us about how it is. And not only, you won't have to tell us because we'll see you. We'll see her on the big screen and we'll know. But she's not the only one. No. She's not the only one, because what you need to know about this place and about these people and about folks who come through here is that they have a spiritual DNA. They have something within them. You have something within you, graduates, that have prepared you to be successful wherever you go. You don't have to hope that people will like you. You don't have to try to convince them that of what you know or what you think. All you have to do is stand on what you know. All you got to do is stand on what you've been told. All you got to do is stand on what